I'd like to introduce my starting quarterback from this past season, Tom Brady. If any colleges or coaches are interested in seeing more of Tom, we have a whole list of past plays that you can sort of look over the 10-game period of last season.
I never played football until my freshman year, and as a freshman, I was the backup quarterback on a team that was 0-8.
The team didn't score a touchdown, and he wasn't deemed good enough to play one offensive play as a quarterback.
The only reason why I played my sophomore year was because the kid who was the freshman quarterback stopped playing, because I'm not playing football anymore. So I was like, I guess I'm going to play. And I always had a decent arm, but I just really took to the game.
Brady never developed into a blue-chip recruit. But he caught the attention of the maize in blue. The University of Michigan opened its doors to him.
There were 7 guys on the depth chart when I got there. Scott Dreisbach, who was the year ahead of me. Brian Greasy, who was the year ahead of that. Jason Carr was going into his 5th year. Scott Loeffler was this highly recruited quarterback out of Ohio. I remember being out there the first day of practice and being like, man, I'm better than these guys. Now, of course, I wasn't, but just that was always my attitude.
Come on, Brady and Greasy, hurry up.
By his sophomore season, Brady was pushing number 14, senior Brian Greasy, for the starting job.
Greasy and Tommy they were tied. I mean, they were neck and neck. No one knew who was going to start, and Coach Carr's thing was always the tie goes to the upperclassmen. I remember Tommy being a little, mad about that, and thought about transferring, and thought about going back home to Cal or something like that.
He came back the next day. He sat down right in front of my desk, and he said, Coach, I'm not going to leave, and I'm going to prove to you that I'm the best quarterback. There's no question, as I looked into his eyes, he had a goal in mind, and he was not going to be denied.
In his junior year, Brady started every game and won 10 of his final 11. But to remain the starter his senior season, he would have to fend off sophomore Drew Henson. Before even coming to Michigan, Henson was a state hero, a two-sport phenom for a high school 20 miles outside of Ann Arbor.
He probably was the most highly touted athlete to come to Michigan, at least in my memory.
You know, he has incredible talents. I mean, faster than I was, stronger, quicker, more elusive, better arm.
This guy has, they say, can't miss written all over. Lloyd Carr said, I've never been around a guy that has this much potential.
At the start of Brady's senior season, the tight quarterback battle did not automatically go to the upperclassmen.
Who's our starting quarterback? What time's the game? 3:30? You'll see then.
Coach Carr said, all right, Tom, you're going to start the games. Drew's going to play the second quarter games, and then we're going to decide, who plays after that. He thought he had 2 good quarterbacks, wanted to play them both, and he said he was going to go with the hot hand.
We had a chance to talk to some NFL personnel, and this one director of player personnel said he understood why Michigan is continuing to try to get Henson more and more opportunities to go out there and get experience, because his upside is so much higher than Tom Brady's. And I said, yeah, but Brady's the guy with the experience. He's the captain. 10 wins last year. He said, yeah, but if he doesn't play Henson, he's got a problem, because then Henson's going to go and he's going to go play baseball.
Tommy was a clear cut. He was the captain of that team. He was the leader of the team, and he was the best quarterback on that team, bar none. Ask any guy on that team.
With Carr juggling the quarterbacks, Michigan won its first 5 games. But against Michigan State, the Wolverines got in a 17-point hole with Henson. And Brady was asked to dig them out of it.
Pump fake going to the corner. Terrell is open. Touchdown, Michigan.
Brady threw for 241 yards in the final 18 minutes and nearly brought Michigan back. After a 307-yard performance the following week, the quarterback competition was over.
Brady really separated himself the way he played. And that's when I decided Brady was going to be the quarterback and Drew was going to be the backup.
Against Penn State, Michigan trailed by 10 in the final minutes.
Middle's open, reaches for the touchdown, Michigan.
And the legend of the comeback kid was born.
Throws it, and a touchdown. Tom Brady leads the Wolverines back.
There's no greater leader in intercollegiate athletics than Tom Brady. He's handled his difficult coaching decision this year in a way that only enhanced his stature among his teammates and all those people who love Michigan.
Brady's finest collegiate performance was still to come. the Orange Bowl.
It's the last time I'd take the field as a Wolverine. We got down in the game 14-0 and came back and tied it 14-14. We got down 28-14 in the second half, came back and made it 28-28. We went to overtime, and I ran a bootleg and threw it to Sean Thompson.
Sets up, fires across the middle. His tight end's got it. Sean Thompson, touchdown.
They scored to make it 35-34, and they kicked the extra point and missed the extra point. We won in overtime.
Make no mistake, Tom Brady carried us through that game.
The Alabama game, in my experience at Michigan, is as fine a performance at quarterback as anybody ever had.
We kidded you about being the comeback kid. Wow. You didn't want to have to wait till the fourth quarter to bring the team back, but you did a tremendous job.
What better way to go as a fifth-year senior as an Orange Bowl victory?
The next Joe Montana was on the field that day. He just happened to play for the other team.
And I think we walked out of that game feeling that we had probably taken the right guy.
I'm telling you, when you get out on the field and another team wants to knock your head off, they've got to be able to handle that mentally and emotionally.
Brady would go on to win 3 Super Bowls, but as a rookie, he would barely make the roster as the Patriots' 4th quarterback.
The reason we didn't release him was because we felt that we didn't want to take a chance on losing him, and so we carried him as a 4th quarterback even though he never played, and it was really a wasted roster spot for the 2000 season, but we felt that Tom had enough potential if he could continue to improve, so that's why we carried him as an active player. And then, of course, by the end of the second game, Mo Lewis hit Bledsoe.
And the rest was history. And I knew when he got hurt that there's no way Tommy was going to get that job back to Drew.
Tom Brady has been put into quarterback and Drew Bledsoe taken out.
The story is well known. Bledsoe never reclaimed the starting job. Brady never looked back.
36 seconds left. Brady drives him 60 yards.
Brady led the Patriots to the AFC East title in 2001, twice beating the Colts and future rival Peyton Manning.
Good game.
Oh, man, good luck.
You too. We're going to get this one. Promise? I promise that.
Tom Brady didn't get to where he is without a little luck.
He calls the fumble. The Raiders have the ball. Charles Woodson came on a corner blitz, and he rocked his former Michigan teammate. The play is going to be reviewed, though, Greg.
After reviewing the play, the quarterback's arm was going forward. It is an injury.
All right. Patriots retain the ball.
If not for the tuck rule, the Patriots would have lost. Instead, it was a coming out party for the comeback kid.
The snap to Brady. Looks, stands, starts to run with it. He is down to the 5, and he's in. Touchdown, Tom Brady. And he spikes the ball and goes wild here in Foxborough.
I said I was going to get you there.
With the score tied late in the game, many expected New England to run out the clock.
Now with no timeouts, I think that the Patriots, with this field position, you have to just run the clock out. You have to play for overtime now.
Instead, the Patriots gambled on pick 199.
You know, in those last 2 minutes, I got a glimpse of what Tom Brady would become. He's a guy that no situation's too big.
41 seconds left.
He's a guy that can find ways to win games for you.
Caught. Troy Brown at the 40.
Setting up the winning field goal to beat us. Even if it's against me, and even if it's him taking a Super Bowl ring from me, I couldn't help but appreciate what Tom did in Super Bowl 36.
How about that one? All right. How about that, baby? How about that one?
In the 2003 season, Brady led the Patriots to another Super Bowl, another last-minute game-winning drive, another Super Bowl MVP award.
Showing up ain't over yet. We gotta get
us another. We got to get that dude with that quarterback.
To me, what separates really good players from great players, execute well under pressure. The biggest games, the greatest stage, I think that's what playing quarterback's all about.
A punch-pounding finish to Super Bowl 38. Snap, ball down, kick up, kick is on the way. Kick is good! Kick is good! It's over! We're Super Bowl champions again!
A year later, Brady became the youngest quarterback to win 3 Super Bowl titles.
Airs it out, downfield, Randy Moss is there. Touchdown! Tom Brady right on the button with that one.
2007 was Brady's best. He set the NFL's single-season record for touchdown passes.
Touchdown pass number 50 for Tom Brady. 20 seconds.
And he took the Patriots back to the Super Bowl, where they fell 1 game short of the perfect season.
Lacks great physical stature and strength.
Lacks mobility and ability to avoid the rush. Does not throw a really tight spiral. System-type player who can get exposed if forced to add lift.
It means they missed the most important part, heart. They didn't understand what drives somebody.
We didn't open up his chest and look at his heart. We didn't look at that. I don't know if anybody did. And what kind of spine he has, and resiliency, and all the things that are making him really great right now.
This game is a struggle. Tom Brady embraced that struggle more than anybody I've ever known.
It's not by accident he got to where he is. And once he had a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowls, it doesn't matter. He's still working just as hard.
Throwing the ball with the C as opposed to a U, keeping your front shoulder closed, the little 6-inch step. That bicep as close to your ear as you can.
By the time it's all said and done, who knows how many rings he'll have.
A decade into his career, the man taken with pick 199 has achieved it all, but still feels he has plenty to prove.
It's not really a chip on my shoulder. It's just that feeling that, man, maybe nobody wants you. When I watch myself play at times, I still don't think I'm very good. Man, you're still not very fast. You know, you got a decent arm, you know. You made some pretty bad reads on that day. That's what gets me up and motivates me. I always want to feel like I'm the best quarterback for this team. I want to earn it every single day.